I call the member for Tamworth.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The most fundamental aspiration of all Australians is the ownership of your own home, with your own backyard next to your own porch where you can spend the afternoon watching the world go by. They call it the great Australian dream, a belief that home ownership is the key to a better life, an expression on your success. And despite that dream quickly falling out of reach for young people living in the cities, we're fortunate that in regional New South Wales we still have access to housing that's more affordable, housing that is within reach if you put your nose to the grindstone and save. The Tamworth electorate is an idyllic location for young families, and that's our great strength. It's cheaper, has opportunities, and you can get a roof over your head. But we're not immune to the same pressures felt in our cities. We've seen house prices rise sharply, particularly over the last few years, and first home buyers are feeling the pinch. To ease this pressure, we need to build more homes, particularly affordable homes, to ensure that we have the stock to meet demand. We need more stock in Tamworth and our surrounding villages, just like we need more stock across the state. That's why it's so alarming to see recent data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics suggesting that housing approvals have now dropped to a 10-year low across New South Wales. Families in Tamworth and the region are balking at the idea of building their new home because the cost of building just aren't adding up. Government red tape is getting in the way far too often, and let's look at a recent example of this absurdity. We had the situation recently in Tamworth where planning had labelled our region an alpine zone. Geographically, looking at a map, if you come from Timbuktu, you would see it is not in an alpine zone. Now, I don't know how that happened, but it did. But you don't see many ski fields and you don't see many chairlifts. I note the minister is in the chair and I was about to give him a rap, but he just opened up before. It's timing, Minister. It's timing. This may have seemed like a harmless bureaucratic error, but the reality of this mistake was that people that were being required to build new homes were for an alpine climate. It increased cost, and to meet that need, many stopped the process and backed out of that process. Luckily, we were able to get the situation solved. We met with the Minister for Planning, who's in the chair this afternoon, and with his attention to this detail, we met with him. He understood the situation and fast attention was applied and the situation was fixed. We were able to work with the Minister to fix the error for Tamworth, and I commend him on this collaborative approach. Under the Coalition, we worked with Tamworth Regional Lands Council, local Aboriginal Lands Council, Tamworth Regional Council and Landcom to open up Crown lands in our area to look at more housing. That memorandum of understanding is underway, and I look forward to those houses being built to make sure that we increase our stock. But there's much more to do. The government needs to be innovative in their solutions to the housing shortage. Throwing funds at the issue isn't enough. We need ideas, we need solutions, we need to get hold of the planning system and shake it up, making it easier for people to build their own homes. We need more, and I'm open to working with the government and the Minister for Planning, who's in the House this afternoon, to find those solutions.
Speaker. Yeah, I was surprised you finished up as early as you did, member for Tamworth. Look, I would like to acknowledge the collaborative approach that the member for Tamworth took in bringing this to my attention. It was one of those crazy, anomalous situations which would have had some long-term and like frankly silly outcomes had we not been able to correct it. And the advocacy of the constituents that he brought down, the builders who genuinely wanted a solution, worked with the department, we worked with the Commonwealth, and we were able to do that. And this builds on the work that the New South Wales government continues to do in regional New South Wales. While the member indicated that throwing money at it wasn't the question, we do need to make sure we're investing in enabling infrastructure. We're doing that, recently announcing $200 million to do exactly that. But the biggest challenge we face is one of financing. I'm excited that the government is undertaking a guarantee pilot that we might be able to get more homes started more quickly, get more keys in more doors in more places in New South Wales.
Thank you. I call the member for Wyong.